An Indian or a Hindu temple has been targeted once again in the United States, and this has happened for the fourth time in less than 1 year. The BAPS Swaminarayan Temple in Greenwood, Indiana was vandalized with anti-India and anti-Prime Minister Narendra Modi graffiti. The temple committee in a post on X informed about the incident, stating, "For the fourth time in less than 1 year, one of our mandirs has been desecrated by a hateful act. The anti-Hindu hate crime against the BAPS Mandir in Greenwood has only strengthened our community's resolve, and we remain united in our stand against anti-religious behavior." Unquote. The Modi government has also demanded strict action against the culprits for hurting the sentiments of the peaceful and highly successful Hindu and Indian community in the United States. The Consulate General of India in Chicago said the matter has been raised with the higher authorities, stating, quote, "Desecration of the main signboard of the BAPS Swaminarayan Temple in Greenwood, Indiana is reprehensible. The consulate is in touch with the community and has raised the matter with law enforcement authorities for prompt action. Today, the Consular General addressed a gathering of devotees." Unquote. The vandalism seen at the temple involved graffiti with slogans against India and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and it aligns with similar patterns of attacks linked to pro-Khalistani elements on Hindu temples. In 2023, supporters of Khalistani movement set fire to Indian consulate in San Francisco as well. The Khalistan separatist movement in the United States is mostly visible through political activism and diaspora protests. However, recent violent attacks on Indian diplomatic missions and temples demonstrates Khalistani extremism is thriving in Western nations, including the United States of America. The latest attack in Indiana follows previous incidents in California and other US states, which have raised serious concerns within the Indian diaspora regarding the safety and security of their religious sites. The Indian government has condemned the act of hatred and strongly urged the US administration to take prompt and strict action against individuals involved in activities that threaten India's security or the security of Indians overseas in any way. There has been a significant rise in the number of instances of Hindu temples being targeted by hate crime in the United States in recent months alone. Union Minister of State for External Affairs Kirti Vardhan Singh stated, quote, "All incidents of attack and vandalization of temples and places of worship are immediately taken up with the host government through diplomatic channels. The United States law enforcement authorities have conveyed that all such cases of vandalization of temples and places of worship are being investigated as hate crimes." Unquote. The Khalistani extremists also pose a threat to the United States. Earlier, the FBI arrested 8 most wanted Khalistani terror masterminds of an international terror network. Among those arrested was Pavitr Singh Batala, who is considered a most wanted fugitive from India. He was reportedly a prime suspect and a close associate of designated BKI terror mastermind Lakhbir Landa. Other arrested individuals include Dilpreet Singh, Ashpreet Singh, Amritpal Singh, Vishal, Gurtaj Singh, Manpreet Randhawa, and Sarabjit Singh. They all face serious charges related to gang violence, arms possession, and terror-related crimes. The listed charges are said to be linked to their terror network across the United States and stretching to India. According to newsonair.gov.in, quote, "According to Indian intelligence, all suspects are part of gangster terror network. The FBI also seized firearms, ammunition, and cash during the searches. Authorities said the group faces multiple felony charges, including kidnapping, torture, false imprisonment, conspiracy, witness intimidation, and assault with a semi-automatic firearm along with gang-related enhancements." Unquote. Not just the US, even Canada has witnessed Khalistani hooliganism as they had desecrated Hindu temples and attacked Indian consulates and issued threats to Indian diplomats. Not long ago, Canadian Security and Intelligence Services, CSIS, finally confirmed that Canada-based Khalistani extremists continue to plan and fund violence inside India. The report stated, Khalistani extremists continue to use Canada as a base for the promotion, fundraising, or planning of violence primarily in India, unquote. It appears Canada has confirmed what India has long maintained, especially after the killing of Hardeep Nijjar, a prominent member of Khalistani separatist group described as a terrorist by India who led a militant separatist group. Earlier, under the previous Trudeau government, Canada publicly claimed involvement of Indian officials in the Nijjar case without providing any concrete evidence. India rejected allegations and claimed the Nijjar murder case involved criminal gangs operating within Canada or an inter-gang rivalry behind that incident. But the issue led to India and Canada expelling each other's diplomats as ties plunged to historic low. Till date, Canada has not provided a single piece of evidence linking any Indian diplomat to the Nijjar murder case. The Modi government in turn accused Trudeau of giving space to anti-India extremists and terror groups like the Khalistanis behind the Air India bombing in 1985. However, ties have now stabilized, with Trudeau gone. And now finally, Canada has acknowledged the Khalistani threat posed to India and Indians overseas. However, the statement coming from CSIS and the repeated instances of Khalistani-led crimes justifies India's stance on active Khalistani movement across various countries. There have been multiple claims and evidence suggesting a connection between Pakistani intelligence agencies and Khalistani extremist or separatist groups. Pakistan's external spy agency, the ISI, was allegedly behind pushing Amritpal Singh, a radical pro-Khalistani separatist, back to India with an aim to bring terror and separatism back in Punjab. Pannoon, who leads SFJ, a group banned in India, is said to be backed by Pakistan, as the group is registered in the United States and was established with the help of Pakistani national named Muhammad Yunus. The collaboration deepened when Pannoon and Yunus jointly launched the Kashmir Khalistan Referendum Front, an organization functioning under K2 Desk, a strategic framework developed by Pakistan's ISI during the 1980s. Meanwhile, multiple pro-Khalistani militant leaders, including chiefs of Babbar Khalsa International Khalistan Commando Force, Khalistan Zindabad Force, have all been based in Pakistan, often with the support and shelter of Pakistan's Inter-Services Intelligence, or the ISI. Pakistan's ISI has also facilitated funding channels to fuel the Khalistan movement with an aim to create unrest within the thriving Sikh community of India. However, their attempts are failing. A former Indian Prime Minister was a Sikh, so is the current Indian Petroleum Minister and even the Indian Air Force Chief. So no one is buying paid Pakistani propaganda. Moreover, Khalistan would never be created within India. If they want to be truly historically accurate, then they can carve out Khalistan from current-day Pakistan. But what do you believe? Why is the West failing to protect Hindu and Indian temples from such extremist attacks? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.